Port Authority General Manager Joanne Brown says acquiring generators for the agency is an immediate need.
But in order to be able to sustain the operations of the port, we're absolutely required to have backup generation capacity, not just for our own operations, but for Homeland Security requirements and our federal requirements here as a designated facility.
As the 16th strategic port in the nation, Brown says the generators are a necessity. In May of last year, there was initial damage to power lines at Load Center 4. Emergency procurement provided for the lines to be repaired.
However, in that interim period of several weeks, we ran the generator 24 hours a day to provide the power supply to our refrigerated containers. Unfortunately, that particular generator went down.
As a result, Brown says the port removed the backup generator from the administrative building and moved it to Load Center 4, which means there is no backup generation capacity for the administrative operations, as well as for Load Centers 2 and 3.
That is a very, very, very critical situation. If a day like this with inclement weather, if we go off GPA power for any period of time, we will not be able to operate significant components of this port. That's not acceptable.
Port Oversight Chair Senator Tom Atta agrees and says the situation could be devastating if the power were to go out.
The concern that I have is that the emergency was declared because we do not have any the generators that are needed as a backup, and that if the island power should go out tomorrow, we have containers down there that have fresh produce in it. They won't have power to keep them going and whatnot.
Brown says there were delays with GSA in procuring the new generators as one potential bidder threatened to protest the specifications. 5 to 6 interested companies participated in a field visit today to the port grounds to determine the needs and specs for the generators. Meanwhile, believes there needs to be a contingency in place to address the real emergency.
I think at the end of the day, the emergency should be that we don't have reliable generators that are available, and so we should be procuring then on an emergency base under the emergency provisions for standby generators in the interim while we are waiting for these new generators to come in.
Reporting in PD for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.